Where do you say you were from?
Hi, I'm Jason Pariso. I'm the half of the band Periodic Table of Elephants.
Hi, I'm Sean Scanlon. I am the other half of the band Periodic Table of Elephants.
But you only do one thing. I do three things.
I do a lot of things. I have like 4 limbs.
I
that are
sing,
doing
I play
things.
guitar, I play the bass, I
That
just
was
hit
pretty-
shit.
I think it's an interesting question. Actually, it's a fascinating question. It's one of those things that we get asked a lot, and people think, oh, well, you must have gone out to sound like somebody. We really didn't. We had no expectation as to what we were going to sound like. We just kind of started writing music. But I think we both grew up in the 90s and have a lot of the same influences from who we listened to back then. Bands like Blink-182, Green Day, Our Lady Peace. I think there are so many amazing bands that we've all listened to and we pull a lot of influence from. It just kind of comes out in the music.
I would agree with that. I think that growing up, my father played guitar. I started playing guitar when I went to college, taught myself how to play. So growing up, a lot of the influence was what he listened to, Doobie Brothers, Eagles, stuff like that. But then I gravitated towards the stuff that he mentioned, Tool, Our Lady Peace, and all those other bands. Yep.
Sweaty. We sweat a lot.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot.
I'd say it's like the 90s all over again. I think, what's funny is like, we've talked to other people and we've had a lot of people come up to us after shows and say, thanks for keeping the 90s alive or, things like that. Or this reminds me of the 90s so much like that. And like you said, there's no particular band that we want to sound like. There's no particular song or anything like we get influences all over the place. Lately I've been listening to Biffy Clyro and Basement, and who knows if something's going to sound like them. It just kind of bleeds into what you're listening to. But I think that when our writing process goes, it's just kind of like we both come to the studio or the practice space and we just start writing, and whatever happens, happens. Like there are songs that take months to kind of come together, and there are songs that take like 2 or 3 practices that come together. And it's kind of unpredictable.
We've been in the habit of writing a song, playing it once or twice in rehearsal, and then playing it live. I think we played 19 shows in 2016. So we did a lot of trial and error live on stage to see what would connect with people and what sounded decent, what we felt good with. And some of it worked really well, and some of it we'll never talk about again.
So we have in the catalog, we probably have about 20 songs that we've written, and we're probably down to about 12 or 13 right now that we would actually legitimately play. And we like to mix it up. We have a couple shows next week. We've got a couple shows in early March. We want to play different shows every time we go because we actually do have a handful of followers that like to come to their shows. So we mix it up.
Left.
We had a friend ask us the same thing. It's kind of like, what do you want to do? And we have no expectations, honestly. But we're very, very proud of the EP that we put together. So we're doing a lot. If we get to play bigger shows, we're great with that. We do want to do a kind of a smaller tour in the spring and kind of do some Northeast stuff. I'd like to win a Grammy, but apparently those are really easy to come by, I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, we can buy one offline.
Okay. But it's, and it's, my sense is that, we've got a finite schedule. This isn't going to last forever. And, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's a little nebulous. We're not really sure. But we definitely, we've talked about playing bigger shows next and applying to get into like South by Southwest or North by Northeast and some of these other festivals just to get like a larger audience and get out of Rochester. Sure. It's a 4-song EP called Henry, and it's named after Henry Rollins. We decided that we were never going to create a full-length album unless somebody gave us a big pile of money to do so. And we are going to name any of the future EPs after influential people that we've either met, because he's actually met Henry Rollins, or just people that have influenced us in our life. We worked with Wicked Squid Studios, and it took us many, many, many months, but it was kind of like there was a gap in there because the Wicked Squid Studios moved here. It's 4 songs lyrically. They're all about relationships, whether it's death, whether it's exes, whether it's, you know, different things of that nature, and the damage that happens dealing with relationships. Musically, it's, I don't know, it's straightforward 90s rock.
It's four songs. Two of the songs actually are two of the very first songs he and I wrote together as a duo, that have survived since that first rehearsal, that we continue to play out now. And the other two literally came together in about 10-minute blocks each. And we enjoy playing them, and they seem to have made a connection with a lot of the audience. So it made sense to put those four together on this particular EP. Well, that's interesting.
I would say Better Off Dead for me, just because the crowd interaction, at least the last time we played it, was pretty intense. So that's kind of it seems like a crowd favorite. So
I like that song a lot.
Thanks.